How you doing, folks? I'm James. It's Steven here, Mustard Slinger Sports, coming to you from Senior Day here at the Hilltop at Gerald J. Ford Stadium, where the SMU Mustangs lost to the Houston Cougars today, 35-9. Steve, this team, they came out flat in the first half. They really kind of turned it around there for a second to lead going into the second half, and they just came out in the second half and were just flat again.
Yeah, today's game was pretty much a reflection of how this year has gone for the SMU Mustangs. I mean, I talked about it in the pregame show that they needed to do some things on defense and special teams to create some opportunities for themselves. Well, they did it. They got an interception in the second quarter. They got a safety right there also. And for the second time this year, they took a halftime lead and actually did some things, created opportunities for themselves that they haven't done. But just like the whole season's gone, they can't put it together for a full 60 minutes, and it showed again today.
Well, yeah, it's like Coach Mason. We were talking to him after the game was over with, and he was talking about in his 37 years of coaching, this was probably his most frustrating year of coaching for him, which you could see why after we've covered these last few games and everything. I mean, this team only had 10 first downs in the whole game. They had 31 rushes for 78 yards, and basically the Houston team had almost 17 more snaps on the offensive side of the ball than this team did, and outproduced them by almost 200 yards. So it's good. I mean, next week will be the last game. Hopefully they can get a win in that last game, but you just never know what's going to happen with this team.
It's a road game. It's in the conference. I mean, UConn only does have one win on the year, just depending on what they do today. But it's not looking good for SMU to get a win on the year.
Yeah, and then to talk about something else, nobody at the school here will say anything or come out forward to say anything about the Chad Morris rumors from Clemson or anything. But you did get the feel when you're in there talking to Coach Mason today that he said next week will be his last week he sees us. Mm-hmm. So we know he's out of here. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody's come forward to say anything. There is that rumor out there that's going around that Chad Morris was offered the job 2 weeks ago, but he waited to see what was going to happen with Florida and their head coaching job that they had there before he decided to do something here. What do you look for next year? I mean, are there some bright spots? I mean, Pope, their big guy, was out this year.
Matt Davis is definitely the bright spot, I think. And with the way this year has gone, I mean, you can't really blame SMU for wanting to just dismantle his whole coaching staff. But if none of these players want to transfer, really, I mean, you got Matt Davis. He has shown dual threat ability himself, but they need to give him playmakers on the outside, and someone please give him a running back.
Darius Joseph, though, he's kind of a bright spot too.
Exactly, on the outside, but give this offense some help on the outside. Give him some weapons, and just mainly get some defensive pressure. Need some defensive linemen, really.
Well, the defense, I mean, it's like also he talked about in there in the press conference. The defense has just really been hurt. I mean, they're only down to 2 true corners. Yes. He was kind of joking in there next week that if he needed to, he was going to find a number that somebody could fit, bring him out of the stands, and just say, don't get beat deep. But it's hard to tell what's going to happen here. I think going into this next year and stuff, I think if they can get a couple good recruiting classes, they've got a good shot to going back to be bowl eligible again.
Yes, they can turn it around pretty easily.
Well, looking forward, we got Baylor, Texas Tech for you.
Yes, we do.
And then Steve's going to have the SMU basketball game for you on Sunday night. What do you look forward to in the game tomorrow?
It's going to be high scoring, but Tech's defense has definitely been their downfall this year. Tech only has 4 wins on the year. Baylor, #1 offense in the nation. So I'd look for it to be about a 50-30, 60-30, and the Tech's just not going to be able to slow Baylor down. Yeah, and we got to also realize too, with the completion of last night's win over Texas, TCU's season is complete now. So they've got no more games left to play. Iowa State.
They've got Iowa State. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. They've got one more game left to play, Iowa State, which is basically going to be a give-me game for anybody that's been anybody in the Big 12 this year. But Baylor's got 2 games left. Hopefully they can impress the polls and the committee to do something and everything.
Yep.
But we just got to wait and see. This is the first year. We don't know what's going to happen with it. Anything else you want to say?
Really interested how it's going to play out the next 2 weeks. I mean, like we talked about earlier, the door is a little open for TCU and Baylor with these SEC teams beating each other up for another week and having the SEC championship. So if the right team loses a couple times or another team loses extra here and there, it's going to open a door for a Big 12 team.
Well, I just think, I'm going to close with this and let y'all know. I think that if Baylor wins out and TCU wins next week, and TCU's still ahead in the polls, I don't think there's going to be a Big 12 team that's going to make the playoffs.
I don't think so either.
And it's just sad to see. And if they stay the way they are, which you probably don't think they will, Auburn's got a good chance of beating Alabama. But if it stays the way it is, we're going to have a rematch of Auburn and Mississippi State, which wasn't really too exciting of a game to watch. But, if that's what the committee wants, then I guess that's what the committee's going to get. I guess we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow from Jerry World, and hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Bye.